Ow. What the fuck? Okay, it is on. Okay, that's weird. Because it looked like it wasn't. I'm fucking hot in my kitchen right now. All right. We're probably just gonna get started once we change the scene. I've already separated out most of the ingredients for today before we started stream like 4 hours ago. So the butter might be very soft. So that's why we might just need to start before the butter melts, I guess. Because it still needs to be, kind of, it has to have some texture a little bit. I just figured having it out would be better. So that's what we did. I don't think we're gonna be using this because we measured everything out. For a little extra light, but also I just don't want to onto the stuff. What does that look like? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, kitchen. Let's see how long it's gonna take to show you. There's probably a delay. Kitchen. Kitchen. Do we not wanna? Do we not wanna? Are we gonna have to text command it today? Oh, okay. I see my back. My bot account and my 15 stream streak. All right. So today we're finally gonna make that Pocky or Peppero. So Peppero Day was November 11th, and it was really busy that day. I was outside doing stuff, and I was just tired. And the next day I had like a 7 a.m. day, so we couldn't. And then the consecutive however the fuck many days were just like early morning days chauffeuring the old people. So like we couldn't do this on Peppero Day, so we're doing it a week after, and that shadow is not cute on my like chin and shit. Okay, so I measured everything out. We have like a gram less of the butter, so I did it in grams. I measured it all out earlier. God. So in a bowl, let's get started. And we're gonna use the oven today, and it's very hot, so it's gonna be an interesting day. Also, we're just kind of like eating some leftovers because, I can never finish any of my shit in a reasonable amount of time, either the day of eating it or, in general. All right, so this is 112.6 grams of butter, but close enough to 113, okay? So, very soft, as you can see. Oh, God. Okay. So I'm pretty sure it's really, really soft. So, yo! Homemade Peppero? Yes! So, Peppero Day was 11/11. And so, I'm not very big into, like, holidays because, it's just consumerism and blah, blah, blah. But I like candy and I like cookies, so you know what I'm saying? And so we also got this. I guess they, had a little collab with Peppero. So I like Stray Kids, but not enough to like know enough about them. I also like K-pop, but I don't like the industry, so I live a very complicated existence. So, Peppero Day. I haven't heard of that since. Oh, so, okay, so you know. Oh, you know. Okay, I missed all the gift stats. Okay, you know. Okay, I don't have to. Okay, you know. All right. Yeah, when I was in Korea, I was like kind of like the youngest in the group. I was on an exchange program, and so it was nice because, you know, all the oppas been giving me pepero, right? All the foreign oppas, not like the Korean ones, because, you know, I'm very Filipino, and you know, I wasn't treated the best in Korea. It's definitely different now, or whatever, but you know. So we have a little snack. Is this the crunchy one? Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like the crunchy one. The almond one is always good, but there is. I'm gonna assume she's Indonesian, or they are Indonesian, because their recipe was in English and Bahasa Indonesia. So their pepero recipe is like the nicest one I've seen. I like the video. I like the way they captioned it. Very nice. And so, you know, I really wanted to do this on Pepero Day itself. But it was, you know, I had a busy day, and then I had a busy week with old people. So I literally couldn't. So we're just going to go step by step. So the first step is to soften the butter, but honestly, pretty soft. The shape was not intentional, but it's funny. So we'll just leave it at that. I'll take a little screen cap for funsies, or not. There we go. I kind of like the way it flopped. That was not intentional. That was not intended. But here we are. And let's see. Meow meow meow. Powdered sugar. Okay. Powdered sugar would be you. So 85 grams of powdered sugar. So if y'all don't know Whataburger, I'm in Texas. I love Whataburger. I know people from other states have feelings about Whataburger, especially people from California, and Canadians, from my experience, don't like Whataburger. And that's fine. Live your life. Do what you do. I like Whataburger. So I'm gonna use this. It's like for sifting for like cake and shit. So we're gonna sift this in. I'll go ahead and just like mush around this butter with a spatula, you know, because we still need a spatula for the rest of our situation. And I'll go ahead and use like a cute little one because, you know, I want to be cute. You know what I'm saying? Let me just check this. Yeah, we have some leftover like pho broth. And I guess the way I made it was like really salty, I guess, because I was paying attention to like when they were saying salt and stuff. I always hate like doing salt the way people say in recipes, because I usually, for me, end up regretting it. I end up getting real regretty because, okay, so we could just use a little bit more softening, but look at that. Look how soft it is already, because I let it out for like 4 hours, okay? But look how beautiful! Oh my god. Softened butter. Okay. Let me see how much is in the... Okay, so maybe if we do this a little bit. Yeah. Alright. And then, just because there's like big clumps, I want to do this. So... It's not saying to sift it, but I have clumps, so ain't no way I'm not gonna sift it. It needs to get sifted. But anyway, 85 grams of powdered sugar. How did I measure this out? Oh, damn. Am I bleeding? Man. It's fine. If anyone's wondering, I'm wearing rhinestones. You'll see them eventually, but like I cut myself on some of the Rhinestones on my shorts because I like used the rhinestones to like scratch my. I had an itch on my hand, and I'm bleeding sort of, but it's like not coming out. It's just like light bleeding. We're fine. We're fine. It's not very noticeable, but just in case you're like, a little bit, a little bleedy, but not like a lot bleedy. So, oh, am I getting it? Okay. Excuse me for a sec. Should I just get a spoon? So, there is a part for freezing for 30 minutes, the dough. So that's definitely 30 minutes, and then a 20 minutes or so for baking. So it's going to be at least an hour for those parts. So prepping the dough itself, like getting it combined and, you know, into a dough. Who knows how long it's going to take, okay? We don't know how long that's going to take. But I've made peppero on stream before, but I don't remember how long it took. So I don't want to be here till midnight because it's kind of hot in the kitchen already, even before putting this light on top of me. But you know what I mean? So because I have a 7 a.m. morning tomorrow with the old people. So like I definitely I don't want to be here for like fucking ever. So we are going to keep the decorations pretty simple. We have like mini marshmallows that we want to put on. We might pound some nuts. You know, and although I guess maybe that would be uncomfortable if that were literal. Anyway, but okay. Yeah, but I like peppero because they have sweet and savory. Like Pocky is, unless I'm mistaken, just sweet. But like they have like pizza flavored peppero, and you know what I mean. So peppero's a little bit more versatile, you know. But I do like, you know, I do like more classic combinations like chocolate and almonds. You know what I'm saying? But we do have some chocolate or kind of sort of chocolate that I tried to make last time. The last time we did this, which I don't remember when that was. But we also kind of just like eat candy and keep things for forever. So again, but it kind of seized, right? So I'm gonna try to see if we can attempt to try to melt this in a way, or like I don't know, just like turn it into maybe like a crumble or something. So we'll use like the other chocolate as whatever, and then use this as a crumble, perhaps, maybe, I don't know. So it's like white chocolate that I mixed with like strawberry, some shit, and like dried, like freeze dried strawberries, some of which I think I tried making somewhat successfully. And then some, you know, from fucking like Trader Joe's. You know? But let's take a wait, no, hold on. Let's take a little pause. No. The thing is like bigger. So let's okay. Come on. I'm like getting it everywhere, kind of. Maybe I should use like a taller bowl, but as far as the metal bowls, this is probably going to be the best as far as like volume for the dough. So it's going to be 300 grams of flour. I used a jewelry scale for this. So I tiered it, whatever containers I had, and then, you know, measured out. Sorry. Measured out each ingredient, you know what I'm saying? And when I was measuring out the flour, you know, I did like spoonfuls at a time instead of like compacting it into whatever thing I used to measure it out. You know what I mean? Nice airy 300 and an airy 85 grams for this powdered sugar for the most part, minus these motherfucking clumps. And fucking a nice loose 30 grams of almond flour. So it's going to be powdered sugar, then we're going to incorporate it. And then it's going to be the, almond flour. Wait, no. I need to beat up an egg, and I need to add, I'm going to add the vanilla extract to the egg. So it's just like all the liquidy shit is together, you know, instead of like having two liquids that I have to like gradually add and be careful about. I just need to be careful about one liquid. Yeah. We will deal with the egg after we incorporate this. And if you don't have powdered sugar, you can kind of try to attempt it by like very, 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 very finely like grinding granulated sugar. That was a strat I read on the internet, okay? So like don't quote me. But I've done that once when I like didn't have any and I needed something for a recipe. So it doesn't quite look the same, but I guess depending on like what kind of device you have for assisting you, right? But I mean it works pretty well, you know, for me. So love it when you can like make the thing you need from stuff you already have, you know? Because you cannot always do that, right? Can't always like substitute or make shit. Like I kind of want to put pinipig on some of these peppero. I have to toast it. But I remember when I was looking into pinipig because I was gonna make fucking polvoron for the first time ever. And I was like, okay, you know, never made polvoron. We barely eat it. We actually, you know, like we don't really eat polvoron. So we're more of like sticky rice dessert people, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, okay, this pinipig stuff, like, can I make it? Because it says young rice, and my mom's like, no, it's like not mature rice. Like they don't really sell it like that, or what? Like you can't make it. And because like it was also something about toasting it, right? And I was like, oh, fuck, you know, I was like, okay, so I have to like make sure I can find this pinipig. Like that's like something you cannot make a substitute for. And I was like, okay, cool. Okay, the rest of it we're gonna give up on, but we're gonna keep this sieve or whatever because we will need it for sifting the other flours. So we're gonna be adding almond flour and cake flour at some point. So we're gonna just, ooh, so smooth. So smooth. Love it. Love this for us. Ugh. Very nice, very pretty, very soft. But again, I let it like get soft for a while outside. And I live in Texas and it's been warm. So it has not been cold. Well, it was cold for Halloween, which it usually is. And then usually that's when the start of like it actually kind of being cold, right? But then it went back. And then we had cold for like 2 days. And then it went back because like today was a little sweaty. You know, and I was in a store today trying to like sell clothes. I got some sold, so that was nice. But it was so bitterly cold inside of the store. I wanted to fucking cry. It was so cold in there. And I was like, I wasn't wearing what I'm wearing now, but I was wearing like a tank top and like gym shorts. I was cold. Like, why does it have? This is not a grocery store. Like, why is it so cold in here? And I was looking at the merch that they had, and I was like, okay, well, it looks like they're definitely accepting jackets, but it also looks like their jacket rack is full. So maybe that's not going to work. And I was thinking, like, they would want my shoes, because I had a lot of boots. A lot of, like, I would think in pretty decent condition boots. They didn't take any of my shoes. So, like, the whole thing of shoes. They took, like, 2 new with tags, never been worn t-shirts. They took a Billie Eilish Uniqlo t-shirt. And they took this one sweater vest that I knew would do well if, like, I worked it out and just, like, did the online commerce thing. But honestly, like, shipping and shit makes me all like, ugh. So, okay, egg time. It's egg and vanilla extract time. Okay, so let me get that vanilla extract. I'm very proud of my vanilla extract because I made it. We're gonna use the one I made. So I always keep it in a dark place because it says to do that. It's fucking. Oh, excuse me. Stomach's itchy. Okay. Let me get 1 egg. Chicken. Oh, God, it's a chicken empanada. Like, I don't want a chicken empanada. Oh my God, the way you guys stack things like fucking drives me nuts. I don't understand why there's no pattern recognition amongst these people. All right. Let me get another bowl. Why is this like this? God. So an egg and what? 1 tablespoon? or half a teaspoon. Oh, like barely anything. I feel like that's a suggestion though. Maybe I can use more than that. Because it's kind of like, you know, flavor, right? So, okay, so cracking an egg into a small bowl. And it didn't say anything about separating. So, like the whole egg, the egg and like the yolk and the white part. And then I usually crinkle up the egg a little bit before we put it in the compost pile. So we collect scraps in the kitchen for the compost pile in the backyard. I just made a YouTube video about it if you're curious. But sometimes we do IRL Stardew streams, so you may or may not have seen me do some bullshit in the backyard. But yeah, so this is our vanilla extract we made with you know, vanilla pods from fucking Costco, and the Enchanted Rock Texas vodka. Also bought it at the like alcohol store that is like next to the entrance of Costco, but also not Costco because you don't need your card to go in there and make a purchase. Like, interesting. All right, so I'm just gonna add half a teaspoon ish to this egg, or a little bit more than that. That's fine. I'll just have very sweet smelling, you know, biscuit cookies. I'm so happy to finally be making this because I really wanted to make this like last week. So just making sure that there's no like delicious residue on this bottle. Ugh, my hand smells so good. I love the smell of like vanilla. Okay, so it's a lightly beaten up motherfucking egg. So I don't know how lightly they mean. But now I didn't leave an egg out. I thought about it and I was like, no, we'll just do the egg when we need to do the egg, you know. So I'm gonna, it's a lightly beaten, so I'm sure it doesn't mean to like really make sure that it is, because sometimes, like when I have attempted to make omurice, I would put the egg through the sieve because as you can see, like, you know, it clumps, right? So it's not really, it didn't say anything specific about like putting it through a sieve. It just said to lightly beat it, and it looked pretty uniform, you know. So we're gonna add this little by little, right? Hold on, let me just let me check my other notes. Okay, butter, sugar, add the vanilla along with the egg before adding the flour. Okay. Add the vanilla along with the egg before adding the flour. Add it little by little and mix in after each addition. Okay, were you using a whisk? just in case you were, because it looks like you changed to a whisk. Oh. Oh, it's cake, salt, almond. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, good thing I'm looking at those photos. Okay, so we're gonna do this little by little, then do the cake flour. Let me just make sure no one said anything in between the, oh my god, what the fuck was I doing? We're good. We're good. Okay. So sweaty. Fuck. A little bit. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. I don't know why it's so hot today. It didn't feel this bad in the kitchen the other night. I was fucking in here. Oh my god. Even the cake flour. All right. This side, please. Thank you. So if you see that it looks like there's like some of the cake flour is white and some of it's yellow. Most of it is white, but like the second cake flour, because I definitely did not have enough. It was like slightly like yellow off-white kind of cream color. So, but not really sure why it wants us to sieve it again, since it is cake flour and it's like cake flour is supposed to be kind of like more airy or some shit like that. So, but I'm gonna follow the instructions. But the dessert recipe that we're following is like spoonful something. I don't know if they explicitly said like Pocky or Peppero, but if they didn't, then probably they said like cookie biscuit. And they have the recipe in again, Indonesian and English, but the open captions are going to be in English on the video. And then you can have closed captioning as well if you want. I cannot believe how hot it is. I'm like really just like, oh my god, why is it so hot? Oh yeah. Oh well, I mean, okay. I was like, yeah, I have to finish before midnight because like I haven't been in Love and Deep Space like all day, and then I was like, resets at 5 a.m. I'm fine. It's like I forgot when reset was. Reset is at 5 a.m. So it's okay if I'm in the kitchen till midnight. If I'm like worried about Love and Deep Space, you know, that's not gonna be a problem. I forgot when all the resets were for Genshin. Since I have one account in Genshin, but I play in every server because there's no cross server play. And I was like, well, what if my streamer friends from like other regions want to play with me? I should just make like a server account, I guess. I have one account, but like I play in all the servers. But I don't have like 4 accounts. I just make it so my account can play in 4 servers, but that each server has different characters. So it's like if I'm pulling in North America, those characters are only going to be around for North America. If I pull for Asia, those characters are only available for Asia. If I pull in the European account, those characters are only going to be available for Europe. You know what I mean? Which is probably really good for them because I'm sure I'm not the only one who decided that they were going to play in all the servers. Oh, that butter's soft. That butter's super soft. Okay. For everyone who's lurking, thanks. Also, I hope you had something nice to eat today. Hope you had some water. You know. Hope you had a bowel movement. Hope it wasn't weird, you know? Hope you didn't get a sunburn. Hope if you had to work in like an environment outside of your house, no one coughed or sneezed or stole your food, you know? Yeah, there we go. Coming together. Hmm. So I'm thinking we're gonna try to make the dough in the dining room on the table in the dining room. So we might move because we don't really have, I don't really think we have the kind of like tabletop realty in the kitchen. So okay. So we're almost, I'm just gonna scrape the sides. Very sweaty. Very sweaty. Mm. Okay. Okay. It's time to maybe put the almond flour in, probably. Let me just check my notes. Oh, pinch of salt, sorry. We'll do what they say. And we'll say that's a pinch. Almond flour. Okay, almond flour time. I'm gonna sieve it into. Because it is, we have a couple of little clumps in it, so. But it's considerably, like, less. It's only 30 grams compared to, like, the 300 of the cake flour and the 85 of the powdered sugar, so. Hmm. Oh. Something bit me for real. What the fuck? Okay. Are we gonna call it, or am I just gonna have to dump you? Okay. Okay. Go this way. Still looking a little crummy. Like not completely mixed in or moist. Fuck. I'm so sweaty. I mean, I have a feeling I know what bit me, but I'm just like, why? Definitely looking crumbly. That's good. Get some of the stuff that stayed on the whisk. There. Hey, okay. Fantastic. Okay. Okay. I think we're about ready for making that dough for real. Now, we could try to do it on this area. It might work. That means we need to just move a few things, right? If we do that, I had an idea, like we could do this. Nah, I think we should still do it on the dining table. Okay. Let me... move everybody. We need a rolling pin. Where's the... Saran wrap or plastic cling. And we're gonna move everybody real quick, or just a little bit. Lighting's gonna change a touch too. Oh god. Hold on. Ugh. Oh, okay. Ugh. So bright. I really don't want to get butter all over shit. Okay. Again. Still haven't finished dinner, or, you know, the dinner-like thing I had for me. Oh my god, kitchen. 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 Okay, fantastic. I'm gonna put out some plastic cling for us. I'm gonna get gloves. Hopefully no one said anything. Oh my god, why does this scene look like this? Kitchen. Are we not in the kitchen scene? Why is there... Oh my god, why are we lagging too? Okay, yeah, that was weird. Yeah, it's not syncing. Okay. So I'm going to make sure, scrape it all out. Some of it was kind of sticking. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and try to get this into like a rectangular, I guess. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Maybe. Okay. Not really sure why we're looking like AOL dial-up right now, but fine, I guess. Where should I? Yeah, is that? Okay. Okay. I think that's okay. Let me check these notes. Um, fourth of an inch. Fourth of an inch or 7 millimeters. Okay, that's about 7 millimeters down there. That means stuff over here is thinner. Let's just make it. Okay, it's about the same thickness, but it's like 5 instead of 7. So let me get the cookie sheet I want to put it on. Oh, and I want to put it on. It probably can fit on a smaller one, honestly. This one is slightly smaller. We'll go ahead and transfer. So this needs 30 minutes in the freezer. This side's gonna be a little wonky. That's fine. So 30 minutes in the freezer, and then we'll start marking and cutting it up. In the meantime, we'll finish our food. Hopefully that'll be fine. Oh. Lots of things to clean already. We're gonna need this later. I'm gonna keep this out because it'll probably be easier to cut it on here. We can put this away. We can put this away. After everything's all said and done with the baking, then we can probably work on melting the chocolate or, chocolate type things. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to finish our food. Yeah, we'll finish our food. We'll maybe make ourselves a little bit of tea or something. Maybe have something sweet to. Oh shit! We can. Okay, hold on. Let me get the. Oh yes. Oh my god. How much caffeine is in you? We cannot be fucking around too much with caffeine right now. Less than 20 milligrams. Okay. Okay. Hopefully we'll be fine. I got fucked up on some matcha yesterday. Oh my god. So, I just kind of have to be a little careful with caffeine right now. Because I was like stressed. I was like kind of stressed out yesterday. I felt fucking super weird after having that matcha, which tells me that it is like serious matcha. So, because I have kind of like caffeine sensitivity or whatever. Okay, so if we put you here, and then we have some of our like Twice stuff that we bought recently. Man, I don't know what the fuck happened to my tripod, but it is definitely not even. Okay, better. Oh my god. I hate that we look like AOL dial-up right now. I don't know what's kind of going on with that. So, there's like no reason for us to be looking like AOL dial-up right now. Unless they're using like a gajillion devices, and I know they don't know how to use their phones, so I'm just like, what's going on? So, yeah. This is like one of my favorite drinks. There's a place that sells it, and I'm like, oh my god. Because you would think that this is like an Asian drink, it'd be at all the Asian stores. It's not. Shake well before. I'm supposed to shake you? Okay. Please don't. Don't make me regret shaking you. Maybe I like it so much because like the sweetness is similar to like the chrysanthemum tea drinks that I get in a box. Like the sweetness level is very similar. So maybe that's what it is. It's black tea though. So not exactly similar to chrysanthemum tea. You know. But the sweetness reminds me of like the boxed chrysanthemum tea drinks. Oh, I didn't put on a timer. Okay, so let's say 9:50, so 10, 10, 10, 10, 20. Okay, so 10:20 is when we need to So once it gets out of the freezer, we're gonna cut it up. Probably less because in the recipe theirs like took up like the whole baking sheet. This is only taking up part of it, so I feel like, which is fine for me because if like there's less, because honestly it's mostly gonna be me eating it. So for those of us who do not know Peppero or Pocky, right? Two different brands, okay? Peppero is Korean. So Peppero Day was recently. It is a candy holiday. It is specifically this cookie biscuit / candy holiday. Okay, opened it the wrong way. Whoops. This is the crunchy version. So probably like a puffed rice cereal. I'm a big fan of like chocolates and almonds. But you know. So this is this. Okay, this is good. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. This is good. I do prefer like chocolate and almond. Very nice. So for every few sips of awesome black tea, I'm gonna drink some water just to make sure to dilute that shit. But yeah. Press play. Oh? Press play. Oh, there we go. So I will be adding more music to it. But for now, I have like 6 songs, right? One from Haze, one from 17, at least 2 from Twice. So 4 songs. But I think what I'll add is like, in addition to it like being the overlay, I'll send it as a chat message too. So the way I'm doing it isn't very sophisticated. Like I'm pretty sure there's a way for like the computer to communicate with other parts of itself to like read file information and then spit it out in the form of text. But I don't know that. So it's just like everything's like a separate source and I'm like writing it into or entering it into StreamerBot to like show and hide with a delay. That's like my favorite combo. Show something, have a delay, hide something, and like, you know, just like filter through. That's like my favorite thing to do in StreamerBot. Show a filter, do a delay, hide the filter, show a source, have a delay, hide the source. I'm very good at that. Totally understand that concept. But as far as like having some program in the computer read a file and then like automate it to spit out the information in the form of text, I don't know how that works. So hopefully I can figure that out, I guess. The broth I made is kind of salty. So, uh, I keep on forgetting that chocolate makes me sleepy. I have to be I have to be a little bit careful. Like for this example, like you see how there's this automated message about watch my latest YouTube video and then it has the title or whatever. So some dude figured out how StreamerBot can interact with YouTube and like read information on like the last video that you uploaded. Right? And so it just automates it. So it's not like every time you would have to go in and, type it out each time you like redo your stream or every time you like update your video. It's got like certain variables and it'll just change the variable. Like the title is a variable and it's going to change each time, right? So like they figured out the variable for that so you don't have to like rewrite the title each time. And he figured out how it would how to grab the link because the link is always going to change, right? And so like I don't know how to do that for stuff that exists on my computer. Like I would love to do that because that way for music I wouldn't have to like write everything in each time. It would automatically just like be able to automate and read the file stuff, right? So that's what I want to do with the music because eventually we're going to be adding Suyu's solo, we're going to be adding Jihyo's solo. Fucking we got oh sorry, you didn't see that. We got Yes or Yes. I don't know if you can see this because this is a delay. There we go. We have Yes or Yes. Oh my god, so cute. I've never had like the the album with the photo books. It's like it's been a while. My first ever like photo book situation was Seven, which I think Seven was YG. But yeah, we got Jihyo's solo. I don't know about this outfit because like it's not the most flattering on her. Also, I think this is actually her apartment. So it's like nice that if this was her apartment that she was just able to like shoot in her apartment because they did like one kind of vlog video in her apartment once. So but yeah, just I didn't realize how much I was going to like her solo album. You know what I mean? And like I love Suyu and I love all of the like I like how compact it is. I like the way it looks. It's very pretty. This is probably one of the most complete ones I got from Half Price Books, but it is not complete, but it's mostly complete. So I was like, wow. So, but it's really interesting who she decided to do collabs with. Like, I haven't heard of BTOB in a really long time, and I wasn't really kind of expecting her to do anything with PH1. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be really interesting if she did stuff with people from inside the label, because unless I'm mistaken, they are not part of the label, like in any kind of extension. You know what I mean? But also, like, you know, Jihyo did something with Haze, and Haze is not part of the label unless I'm mistaken, you know? And it's like one of those like extensions of the label or like sub labels or whatever the fuck, you know? But again, I don't like the industry. But I have my favorites, obviously. I'm very into Twice. So, but yeah, the industry's kind of like icky. Like a lot of not great stuff that like the newer K-pop fans probably just don't know about or like would care. Like K-pop would not be as big as it is without Rain, aka B, and Boa. Those were the ones that really like catapulted it, because Rain was doing like fucking dramas for a while, and Boa was in Japan for like forever doing shit. So, like one of the dramas that B did was like really popular in Thailand, I think. 쌍두의 합격하자, or 쌍두와 학교에 가자. So like, let's go to school Sangdu, which I still haven't watched, but I was like, oh, that sounds so cute. You know? So yeah, just I don't know. Oh damn. Got 10 more minutes. But yeah. As long as I don't get sleepy, we should be fine today. Chocolate kind of makes me a little eepy, and I just like inhaled that pepperol. So, you know what I mean? Like, I did it to myself. It's like when I'm already eating the chocolate, I'm like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? But yeah. Um, yeah, so tomorrow we have another early morning. And hopefully we won't be out for forever, because I need to like resort my clothes. So there's two places I definitely would like to donate my clothing, but I am kind of trying to like see if I can make some money before we like finally decide, like, let's just go ahead and donate, right? Like, I've already been kind of sorting through clothes as it was. I was really hoping my shoes would have gotten taken today. Like, really hoping. Don't know, like, I don't know what it is about the shoes that they didn't like. For the most part, I think they're all in pretty good, like, condition. And I was checking out the shoes at the place we went to today, and like some of them had very similar issues to mine, where like on the inside of the shoe, like there's a little bit of peeling, right? Uh, and I was like, okay, well, they have some like that. And then, some of them you can just tell they've been on the shelf for a while, because like they're suede and then they had dust, right? Um, but like maybe I'll take some of the gym clothes I have next time. So with the current batch of clothes I have right now, I think I'm gonna try for um more old lady oriented stores. So maybe this week we'll try for there's like a couple in like Katy. Today I was supposed to get hay, but the place that had hay that my friend suggested to me was actually out of hay. But they said that they'll have like a whole trailer full of hay tomorrow. So hopefully we'll get the hay tomorrow if I don't decide on like sorting. It really just depends on how tired I get after we are done because we're starting the day at 7, you know? So let's see. Doctor. It looks like there's okay, so there's an appointment tomorrow and then an appointment the day after that, and then it looks like there's another appointment. Like so the next 3 days are early morning days. And I need to like check an email that my friend sent me because I'm gonna be like her +1 to a party or some shit. And like there's like actual paperwork I need to fill out to go to this party. So, on top of me like, oh, what should I wear? Cause she's like, oh, I'm gonna bring like some of my handicrafts, so like I'm gonna put like a headband on you, and I'm like, that's fine, dude. That's fine. I was like, do you have like the double halo ones? And she was like, she has like, I don't know if it's like carpal tunnel or arthritic issues or a combo platter, but she's having some kind of issues with her wrist and stuff. Well, she's left-handed, so this wrist. So it's just been a little difficult for her. So she was saying like the double halo ones are a little harder for her to make. So she's just trying to focus on the simple shit. And I was like, okay, fine. You do you. You know what I mean? Because I've helped her like sell before, like manning her booth or, you know, she was double booked one day. So like because she like assumed, you know, they probably don't know. It was just like some like rich lady jewelry store or whatever, and they had like a little pop-up or whatever. You know, I manned the pop-up while she like did the other like serious money making event. Cause the jewelry store would be just like, hopefully you can like get new customers. You know, they'll be curious about the brand or whatever, but not necessarily like really locking in sales. So, you know, but fucking, yeah, I've helped her a lot with stuff because I'm her most available friend because I'm not exactly regular. I don't have regular employment. You know what I mean? Like my schedule literally revolves around the old people in this house. So, and then after that, it's just like how much energy I have after dealing with all their bullshit. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm the most available friend she has and the most able-bodied because she was like in some fucked up, like stupid car accident, like in her neighborhood. So, you know, but, yeah, and her mom had like hip replacement surgery or something like that, something with her hip. And her dad has dementia, so like that's you know, that's something that she's dealing with. And so like when dad was still alive, you know, they were throwing around words like dementia and Alzheimer's, but nothing was like clear cut diagnosed outside of Parkinson's. So like Parkinson's for sure, but like at this point, like who knows, right? Um, and you know, my dad he was always thinking, you know what I mean? Although his mind would kind of like drift or like his brain would say something, but his body wouldn't do it, you know what I mean? Because there are a lot of times where he thought he was standing up when we were like practicing getting up and sitting down or whatever, but he wasn't, you know what I mean? So like it was firing off in his brain, but not firing off in his body. And so the main challenges that she's having is that like he's got a lot of like machismo, right? And it's like a house full of ladies, and you know, he has all daughters, and he's got dementia, so it's not like he's remembering everything. So it's like it's difficult for her on a lot of different levels, but also, you know, the machismo thing is probably the hardest because like she's the only daughter there. And it's like if he's being difficult, period, but also that added layer of machismo, don't want to listen to women kind of thing, you know? Um it's like, well, fuck, man, like they're the ones that are taking care of you. So it's just, it's like really hard for her. And like, she doesn't tell her sisters. And I was like, why don't you tell your sisters, man? Like, I understand one of your sisters is married with kids and like they have health challenges, you know? But it's like not really fair that you are emotionally the only one dealing with this. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, because it's not fair that I'm the only one emotionally dealing with the bullshit from all these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? My brothers know how bitter I am, though, about it. So, you know, but I don't know if they really realize, like, the weight of everything. Maybe my oldest brother does because his husband's got, like, a bunch of health situations. You know what I mean? So, like, to an extent, he probably understands it because he's like taking care of his husband. But like the other kid, you know, he's just like a struggling actor in LA. You know what I mean? Like, and he's always getting run over. So like either people are like really racist or like don't know how to drive or both. So I'm gonna lean towards racist though, because like he's really, really brown and tall and skinny. So maybe they're just like mad seeing some brown guy. You know what I mean? Um, is kind of like my guess. So, oh, there we go. Time to take it out. Time to take it out, and then we'll start cutting it up. Hopefully that was enough time. I guess we could just like leave it on this cookie sheet. Oh, nice. Okay. Cool. So they did it. Well, actually, let's see. Let's get a ruler. Wait, how many did you cut it by? 1 by 12? Maybe we should do it from this side. Oh, 1 inch is on this side. Oh, yeah, I fucked up. Not exactly straight, so. Oh, yeah, let me make sure I can see you. I'm so sorry. There we go, nice. So not exactly a perfect, rectangle, but close enough. All right, so this is 10.5 or 11 inches. And then this is, oh, it's almost 12. How come it looked so much bigger in her video? Okay, maybe we'll do it from this side since this side is better. Hmm? It's a little confusing. Oh, that's gonna be awkward. I understand like the dog bone is like the theme or whatever, but for marking stuff, if I'm using it as a guide, it's a little hard to kind of figure out. Oh. That's not right. That's not right. That one's crooked. It could be that my slicer is also just not, or my scraper is not straight. Okay. Yeah, some of these lines are not straight. That's okay. Oh, this one almost turned out. Yeah, that's nice. This one, not so much. This one, kind of. Even though these are not exactly the straightest. Oh, I don't know what happened here. Not bad. Okay. I'm putting them back on our silicone on top of a baking sheet because honestly, like, it's gonna need some stabilization. This particular baking sheet's a little wobbly, so. Not all of these not all of these cookie sticks are the same thickness. That's because of me. That's fine. Just trying to make them as straight as possible. Because some of them are a little, little not as straight. Which is fine. Oh, I broke one. That's fine. Can we like add you together? Maybe that'll work. Don't tear, don't tear, don't tear. Oh. Let's try to. Okay. Let me just take a few pictures. $3.20 for 20 minutes. Okay. Let me preheat. $3.20 for 20 minutes. Let me go ahead and prepare another pan. And then I'll show you the one that we've just prepared. Ta-da! There's 16 on each side, if anyone was wondering. So, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so another 24. 24, 34, 40, 56. So 56 sticks. Wow, still a lot. So I don't know if this is gonna be. We can put them on this cookie sheet. It's just not, the silicone won't lie flat inside of it, so like that's something to consider. Maybe if I do this, so it's mostly flat. Yeah, some of these are a bit thicker. Oh, that one's nice. It's okay. These we will put like this. please. Thank you. So usually Peppero and Pocky are not quite this square or rectangular. In fact, they're typically rounded sticks, right? But I do like this recipe because I like the way that they did their sticks. You know, that they're kind of thick and semi-uniform, because a lot of the homemade Pocky or Peppero is like very, what is it? Okay, this is not gonna work. So these last four, the last four, I'll figure something out. You fit in here? You fit in here. Yes. No. Keep it on this? Okay, that's an idea. I have an idea of where we can put the last four. But we won't run the oven and the convection oven at the same time. I'm pretty sure it won't like be an issue, but I'm paranoid. So we're not gonna. But yeah, we'll put this on the bottom rack, we'll put this on the top. Hopefully everything will be fine. Yeah? Okay. Let's go put these in the oven. All right. Come with me. Come. Hopefully I don't hurt myself. So 20 minutes again. Well, first was 30, this is 20. So while that's, doing what it needs to do, we can probably do dishes. Bane of our asshole. So press play. Oh, I'm sorry. Did it not do it? I don't think it did it. We need to let it cool. So when it's cooling, we'll fuck with the chocolate, but not quite yet. I just want y'all to have something to listen to outside of dishwashing sounds, you know. There we go. Okay. Let me get an additional light source because there's like a weird fucking shadow. Oh, I'm so sorry. Because is still a weird shadow. I'm so sorry. I keep on like running into you. All right. Have some music while you hang out. I'm gonna wash my hands and then we're gonna move some of these dry things so we can wash more things and dry more things. You know. Okay. I was like that. I was touching the door and the door didn't feel hot and I was like, are you working? Okay, I'm gonna keep the shorter ones. Oh, that's not dry yet. Okay. Are you dry yet? We used this yesterday for the Korean potato salad, which, by the way, delicious. So good. Very happy on how that turned out. Fantastic. You know, just gonna make sure all these are nice and clean and dry. All the attachments with the danger blades, you know, so. But maybe that's another reason why this carrying case has holes. So, like, there's airflow. So when something's wet, it doesn't just like get moldy and gross. Inside the carrying case, I'm guessing. I don't know. My guess. Can you fit in here? Fantastic. Maybe we can stand these up. Oh my god, it's so sweaty right now. the top is like completely dry. Yeah. Let's put this somewhere off to the side so like but yeah, anyone who's lurking today, thank you so much. Today's a little lower energy. I was outside today. I could have started earlier, but like how many hours has it been already? It's already been like 2 hours. So if I started when I got home at like 1 something and they were still milling about. I was like, ugh. So like let's say we started at 2. So we'd be at 4 o'clock and you know, it's just now in the baking process. Of course, when I got home, the butter was very cold. So, like, the softening of the butter might have taken longer because I've just had this butter out for like hours, right? Because I wanted to soften it that way instead of like squishing it. But yeah, that was nice though. It's so funny the way it flopped. You know. But yeah, everything smells great. But you know, butter and baked goods always smell delicious. So, you know what I mean? Like cookie dough, delicious. Fucking biscuit dough, delicious. Dough in general, delicious. It just smells really good, you know? So, smells real good right now. Again, we'll worry about the chocolate a little bit later because we still have to wait for these cookie sticks to cool down once we get them out. So like that, who knows how long that's gonna take? I really don't know. And while that happens, we can try melting some chocolate. I could just do it the not fancy way and nuke some. You know what I mean? Instead of doing the water method or whatever. And then if we do that, maybe like the failed chocolate from before, we'll just use it as a crumble because that's what I wanted to do anyway. And see how it tastes or whatever. So I hate the Seafood City plastic ones because like they're like really like thin, kind of whatever. So we match this lid. Let's put these plastic things away. Oh God, I love the way cookies smell when they're baking. So smells really fucking good. I'm still very hot, a little less sweaty, but still very hot. So I need to figure out where the sheath for this knife is. So Hmm. And then these are the last 4 sticks. I'm just gonna put them in the fridge for now. Make sure they don't get too kind of, I don't know, warm or something. So, all right. Let's go ahead and start washing stuff. So I'll wash this guy first. That way we can put him away. Yeah, I really like Chico's solo. So very glad that there's K-pop at fucking half price books, although I'm like not really sure how that happened or whatever. Because like so many people just sell their albums on like fucking Facebook Marketplace. So I don't know why the internet's so bad. I love how huge my closed captions are though on this laptop. I don't know if that's just for the laptop or like for the fucking browser or what, but it's like I'm wearing glasses from like 10 years ago, so I can't really read that well from like over here, but I can see how big the font is and I love it. So yes, thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you for your eyeballs. You know what I mean? So we're definitely not using coffee grinds this time. We definitely did that last time. We're not doing that this time because that's probably going to be the most terrible idea ever. Seeing how I've been like with caffeine recently. So, yeah. We have very delicious coffee beans or like coffee grinds. Or ground coffee, sorry. It's like a hazelnut, some bullshit flavor. And I'm not like a fancy coffee drinker like my friends are. Because I have friends that, you know, baristas and latte art, you know, have opened and run cafes and stuff like that. I'm just the friend that supports them and like is interested in their interests because it's like, you know, it's what they like. So of course I want to know about the things that they really like. You know what I'm saying? So, I like the flavor and smell of coffee, like all sorts of coffee, not just shitty coffee, but like, you know, good coffee. But, you know, I'm not like a connoisseur, you know what I mean? And I'm probably gonna lean towards enjoying like shitty instant coffee or like just whatever instant flavored comes in like a stick pack kind of coffee or like the Maxwell's or whatever. Maxwell? Like the flavored shit. Um, but I have made, I don't know if it was that coffee that I used, but I made coffee syrup for a little bit because I was like on a coffee milk kick. So I made coffee syrup for me, you know, and we haven't done that in a while. But honestly, this week, like this span of 7 days or less, I have consumed quite a bit of caffeine, and we're not supposed to do that. But like B in general, I just don't. I don't really react well to caffeine. So, and it's not a consistent reaction. Like it's not consistent. So like I don't know what's wrong with me. So I'm pretty sure I'm the problem. So, you know, like yesterday I felt like super anxious, for lack of a better word. Okay, hold on. All right. Oh my God. That okay? No. Ooh, I don't like the way. I didn't like the way that last one sounded. Ugh. Okay. You get these cooling racks out. Cool. Okay. Let me get these out. Okay. I'm like, I don't want to be here till midnight, but you know. Okay. So the bottom one we'll take out. So this is the bottom rack again because of the way that because of the way that this silicone mat doesn't like lay flat. Some of these got interesting shapes at the end. And some of these are much browner than the others. Let me just look at this top one to see if they're like cooked. They look cooked, I think, but they're really pale. So I'm gonna give it 5 minutes. We're gonna give it 5 minutes to see if it like gets a little tan. I'm a little concerned that they're not very tan. So, but yeah, I don't know how long it's gonna take. Some of these are a little bit more tan than others because they are skinnier. That's part of the reason. How can we adjust this without blinding myself? Here we go. Better. Oh, you got a shot at that back knee. I broke out a lot on my back as a kid, and like we just never got the back knee situation corrected. So doesn't look very cute. But yeah. Okay. Okay, timer didn't want to do anything. Looks like we're kind of, sort of getting a little color. I'll just keep on doing dishes and like peep every once in a while to just do a little check. Also, just I have no idea why it's so choppy. It's a good thing we didn't try to multi-stream today, or else it would have been really fucking awful. So I think I can only really multi-stream when I'm at the PC and like playing a game, but even then, there's no guarantee. My guess is that they're using the bandwidth for, I don't know what the fuck they're using it for. So I'm just drying a few dishes so we can put them away, so we can wash more dishes and dry more dishes. But we don't have a whole lot today. I mean, I guess that's not exactly true. We have some, but at least they're bigger, you know? So it's not like a bunch of tiny things. It's like moderate of bigger items, you know? But yeah. So in December, which is not very far from now, in December, we're gonna be pretty much like all made streams. Early in the year, I was like, every time I fill a bottle full of stars, and each star is gonna represent somebody's sub, well, that'll be like a made stream. And then I didn't really keep up with that. And I only really had one bottle, so I figured I could just do a bunch of made streams in December as a treat, right? And yeah. And that'll just be everybody's reward. And hopefully, like, it'll be cold enough, you know what I mean? Because, like, for example, if we did a maid stream today, I'd probably be a little miserable. Because usually that's polyester. And then if, like, the kitchen's hot and you're wearing polyester, it's, like, kind of miserable. So, you know what I mean? Just as a body heat and cooling your shit down kind of thing. You know, I don't try to do like, most anime conventions are in the summer. And so, like, if you're doing anime conventions in Texas in the summer, it's so painful depending on, like, what your cosplay is. You know what I mean? Or if, like, you're just being a lolly. Like, if you're doing Lolita, fuck, dude. Like, it's so hot. Then if you're wearing, like, a wig and a pinafore, like, fucking tulle underneath, or petticoats and shit, it's just like a whole fucking ordeal. You know what I mean? And then your wig, right? So if you like have naturally like long hair already, and then you're stuffing that under a wig cap and then wearing a wig on top of it that you may or may not have styled, right? You're just cooking, you know? And oh wait, we can put the, like, we can put the other one in there now. Okay, let's take it out. It should be fine by now. Yeah. Okay, some of them are still a little pale. That's fine. Please don't. I'm not trying to hurt myself. Okay, so I'll put the last tray in. So this is the last tray with the last 4. This is it for 20. That'll give this some time to cool off, right? While we do a little bit more dishes. Ugh, so sweaty. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'll have to ask them tomorrow. Okay, right now it looks like this beat is okay. We were really choppy earlier. Like, not that long ago earlier. Those are a little bit harder to, you know, make sure that they're pointing. I'm gonna do my best without gripping too hard so I don't accidentally like cut myself on something. That's still so oily. Ugh. Okay. Since I touched this one. Now I have to figure out how to clean the... Need to clean that mat even though I put like plastic wrap or whatever. Should probably still clean it because like the plastic wrap didn't cover everything. Some of the dough still like protruded, you know? So I'm gonna try one. I'll try one of the wonky ones. So it's a little tan on the back. I guess we can. A little tan on the back side, but it is a little light on the front side, so. Okay, definitely cooked through. Good, fantastic. Love that for us. So I'm gonna get what I assume to be a microwave safe mug. Roughly one that kind of like a straight up and down shape. Defrost, continue for 30 seconds. Okay, so 50% power or defrost for a minute. And stir. Okay. So defrost for a minute. Forgot if we microwave, I have to put everybody in a different room. Okay. I'm like, man, it doesn't feel like you're going. one of the more tan ones. Not bad. Okay. I need to move everybody to a different room while I microwave, since we're not going to do the water. The Bon Marie or whatever. Bain Marie? Yeah, maybe it's Bain Marie. All right. Y'all get to look at Red Bean Porridge's art. And Batsky's art. Okay. Still working on the chocolate, but here's a stick. Nom nom nom. Okay, so the first chocolate might have been like too old or something, so I'm gonna try something else. Uh, all right, we're gonna try this again. I'm trying an unopened bag. The other one had opened. I don't know the last time I used it. So chocolate might just be too old, so I don't know. Still working on it though. Okay, after this, if it's not working, we might just have cookie sticks and not like chocolate covered cookie sticks, which is what I wanted. Not melting. It's like hot candy stuff. Oh my god. Wow, they're like not solid either. What's all right? Let me show you what happened. Oh my god. Okay. So the candy melts weren't exactly melting. I'm gonna look and chop it again. And so what I'm trying to do is like maybe see if it'll like be okay for turning into a bark, I guess. So this is lavender, but it's vanilla flavored. It's still very hot. This is the one we were trying to melt just now. About 4 minutes in, it still wasn't melting, so that's weird. And this is supposed to be like a peppermint. So this one's a little old, I can tell, because like I'm pretty sure it wasn't cream colored, you know. But yeah, maybe it'll cool off and harden, into, and we can just like cut it up into a bark. That'd be kind of cute. We do have like normie chocolate, like normie baking chocolate, but I honestly like, I wanted to use these because we have a whole lot of them and we had them first. So I'm gonna have to figure out what exactly we can do with these, or else they're all just fucking wasted. You know, I have so many of these candy melts. So, this is what we're using right now. Oh, sorry. It's vanilla flavored, but it's lavender color. It's like a really dark, I would say like a dark orchid kind of purple. So, but yes. So I don't know. So I'll leave this out. We will figure out somebody to raid, but at least, you know, we got this out of it, you know. So I think that's pretty good, you know. And I did successfully do this once. So what the fuck, Wi-Fi? I mean, either way, there's gonna be like a wicked shadow. But yeah. But yeah, honestly, like it tastes really good. So regardless of how I cover this at some point, this is the last time we made it. I tried to make like a strawberry chocolate. There's like freeze-dried like strawberries in there. But anyway, then these are the tiny marshmallows from last time. These are kind of like the ones that you put in your hot chocolate. So, like the crispy ones. So, I'll show you the finished project, I guess, in a reel or something. So, yeah. That is a little unfortunate, but I'm glad we at least got the sticks done. So, and that they're still delicious. But yeah. So sorry about that, chat. I'm just like, I have a 7 a.m. day tomorrow, and I didn't want to be out here till midnight, and it's like 11:30 or something. So, and I'm sweaty. Like, if I wasn't sweaty and had a 7 a.m. day, yeah, it's midnight. Oh, God. So, because I still need to pack up all my stuff and put it away, or else I would spend more time with you. You know? So let me figure out who we can raid. Wait, whose name is Green? Oh, I thought I saw a green name. Okay, my bad. I really thought I saw a name that was green. So sorry. Okay, let me see. I was hoping to wear this tomorrow, but I'm sweating. So we're not going to be wearing this tomorrow. Oh, you know, I just watched some Dispatch today. Oh, okay. Probably going to be Semi. Semi looks like the ice cream SpongeBob. Ooh. Wait, what is... Okay, I'm gonna raid Semi. Semi's very nice. He's South Asian, but you won't be able to tell because he's SpongeBob right now. So, let me see how long he's been on. Oh, yeah, we're fine. Yeah, that's fine. He's not really much of a screamer, so should be fine. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much for hanging out. I'm really sorry we weren't able to, like, do it for real, because I didn't realize the chocolate would be like that. I'm gonna be really sad if I have to just throw out all of my chocolate melts, because we have a lot. And I'm pretty sure this was part of the problem last time. So maybe just, like, maybe the chocolates are too old, which is unfortunate. I'm like, as somebody who keeps candy forever, the fact that a candy can be, like, too old is really disappointing. Although that did happen earlier today. I tried eating a gummy. I had a little bag of candy that apparently I misplaced. And the gummies were too hard. And I was like, oh. Well, that's awkward. So, yeah. Don't forget where you put your gummy candies. So, especially if that gummy candy is, like, got THC or some shit in it, okay? Especially then, do not forget where that is. Wait, why doesn't it have a face? Wait, why doesn't it have a face? Yeah, I spelled their name right. Oh, now I'm paranoid because I don't see a face. Okay, hopefully we're going to the right place. I'm gonna find out really soon if I fucked it up. So, everybody, email your reps, drink water, and wear a sunblock. Let me make sure. Oh yeah, I did it right. I did it right. Sorry. But yes, I'll see you later.